Good afternoon, everyone. We're back here at the Brewers Cup stage with our next competitor this afternoon from Flatlands Coffee. Everyone put your hands together for Richie Arndorfer. Richie, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome. We got our judges here. They are going to be coming out to say hello to you right now. Go ahead and shake their hands and then call time when you're ready.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Could I get my music queued up? Time. Hello, my name is Richie Arndorfer, and I'm a barista at Flatlands Coffee in Bowling Green, Ohio. I am so excited to be here today in Nashville and to serve you all some coffee. The coffee I'm using today is called the Lanana AB. It was roasted by us at Flatlands, and it was grown in Kenya using the SL28 and SL34 varietals. I'm grinding it fresh to make sure that I can get everything I can out of this coffee. One note about those SL28 and SL34 varietals is that they're known for their acidity, sweetness, and complexity. These are the attributes that I love the most about it, and they're the reason that I reach for it the most at our shop. It's also the reason I chose this coffee to make for you today. Some other information about this coffee is that it was grown at an altitude of between 1,500 and 1,700 meters above sea level. It is a wash process coffee, and it is interestingly actually a Kenyan blend, as it is the combination of yields from various different smallholder farms and wet mills across Mount Kenya. It was blended in this way for a couple of reasons. One was to tailor the taste profile to create an expression of this coffee that our sourcing partner Taylor Winch and the cooperative mills enjoyed most. The other reason is that it allowed more farms to sell and share their coffee, and to present the coffee in a different way. By intentionally combining with other coffees, they merge the best characteristics and create something new and exciting. So the way I see it, there are two main aspects at work in this whole process: expression and balance. We at Flatlands approach this coffee similarly, and I will continue to do so as I brew and serve this coffee for you. For my brew, I am using a 1:14 ratio with 24 grams of coffee and 335 grams of water. With a water temperature of 205 degrees and aiming for a brew time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. After I'm finished pouring, you'll notice I give it a light swirl just to get some of the coffee particles off of the side of the filter and therefore extracting fully. For my bloom, I'm using 55 grams of coffee. Just enough so that all of the coffee grounds are saturated and therefore start degassing for full flavor. Now I'm using 2 kettles today, just to make sure that I'm always starting with that 205 degree temperature. Both kettles also have a restricted flow. That way I'm able to keep a consistent slow pour, as I am pouring continuously to minimize any unnecessary agitation which causes extraction and because uncontrolled leads to a muddled taste and astringency. So I'm using a somewhat low 1:14 ratio, primarily because it gives the coffee more body. While part of this coffee's appeal is its light, tea-like quality, this little bit of extra presence does quite a lot to align the physical feeling of the coffee in the mouth with the level of flavor. It increases the sensation of structure and provides an overall more balanced experience. For a somewhat similar reason, I chose to use the Kalita Wave as my brewing device. Because of the wide, flat base of this dripper, it inhibits the flow of the water. It keeps it sitting as it slowly makes its way through the 3 small holes in the bottom, contributing body and texture. More than this, though, it brings out specific flavors. It expresses the coffee in a way that I personally enjoy most. In this coffee, that extra flavor expresses itself as a cane sugar sweetness, which nicely complements the bright acidity typical of Kenyan coffees. Another decision we made in terms of how to express this coffee was with the roast. We chose to roast extremely fast and light to really accentuate that acidity and sweetness that I keep mentioning. All right, I will now tell you what to look for when you assess the aroma and taste of this coffee. The aroma will be sugary, with a stone fruit and bread-like quality, like a fresh, sugary peach cobbler. When you taste the coffee, you will immediately notice an intense citric tart acidity, a blend of hibiscus, lime, cranberry, and mango. This acidity then tapers out into a juicy sweetness and a continuation of those same flavors, but with a subtle addition of black pepper and rhubarb. And when it cools, sencha green tea. In the finish, notice how the coffee transforms into a long, lingering baker's sugar and sweet lime. The body is light and tea-like. And then pay attention to how that light body really works well with that acidity and sweetness to provide a refreshing and balanced experience. All right, I will now give you some instructions for when you assess the aroma, which I will have you do in just a moment here. So when you assess, please take the range server after I've given it a swirl and handed it to you. Then place your nose directly into the opening and smell. Once you're finished, just please place it in front of you a fair distance away so I know for sure you're done, and then I will pour it into the cup for you to taste it per the instructions. All right, here we go. There you are. And I'll just give you a moment here so you can concentrate on your assessment. So in my routine last year, I talked about unlocking the potential present in every coffee. How steps are made from the farm to me which are all steps made to reveal what a coffee has to offer. Here's that coffee for you. Enjoy. I like this thought. I just like to add that there's no one secret magical expression waiting to be uncovered, but rather a kaleidoscope of latent expressions. The question then is, which expression do I choose? How do I make this decision? Well, the same way the workers in Kenya chose which coffees would make up their blend, the same way we at Flatlands landed on our roast profile, and the same way, really, that anyone decides that anything they consume is good. It's just a feeling. You know it when you see it. It's that balance of practice and intuition, pure and simple. There's that coffee for you. Time.
Thank you so much. Richie, come on back over here. Go ahead and stand right there. How you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah, excellent presentation.
I like blacked out.
That's what I've heard that like
Where am
twice
I?
today. You're in Nashville. It's the year 2013. I'm just trying to mess with you. So you work at Flatlands Coffee.
I do.
What do you do for them?
I make coffee. I was actually the first hire, so I've been with them from the very start.
Really?
So it's been so fun, yeah, to like grow with them and.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been working for them?
Over 4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
wild.
Cool. How's the specialty coffee scene in Bowling Green?
In Bowling Green, Ohio, it is Flatlands.
Nice.
Yeah, we rock it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so Toledo has some great shops which we're nearby.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a fun little community up there. Yeah.
Nice. So this isn't your first time competing, right? You made a comment about last year, what your presentation was and your message to the judges then. Between that competition and now, like, where do you feel like you've made the most growth as a barista?
Oh man, tough questions today. Well, I mean, some of it is just like the gradual improvement you always made. It's kind of like day after day feeling like, okay, I like have a better idea of like what I need to do to make this coffee better. Just have an understanding of like what little things you do like add up. So I don't know if I have like one thing where I'm like, oh, this is totally like the year of this. I like got this special ability. But I like when I think back to my routine last year, I'm just like, oh man, should have done this, should have done this. Yeah. Like it just feels way more like smooth and like I have a better mastery of it.
How many years have you competed?
This is my second.
Okay, so this is your
second. Yeah.
Nice. Well, so for people, I love asking this question too. It's like for people that are thinking of getting into Brewers Cup, like what type of advice do you have for someone that's like thinking of competing for a first time? Like what do you wish someone would have told you when you were competing?
Oh man, I mean, you can't really start early enough.
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
Yeah,
excellent point.
Like just getting the coffee and like really learning it and just making all sorts of different ways. Like figuring out what you're gonna say, how you're gonna present, read the rules,
Yeah. Read the rules, everyone. Please read the rules.
There are rules.
Judges want you to do that.
Turns out.
It makes you a better competitor. Stage managers like it if you read the rules. Everyone likes it if you read the rules.
Yeah, and I think also that like everyone's really friendly too. That's kind of helpful to know. It's like hard, but there's no reason to be intimidated, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, at Flatlands Coffee, I'm sure there's some people that helped you get here. I want to give you a chance to look at the camera because we're recording this and say thank you to some people that really helped you get to where you're at.
Cool. Yeah. Well, man, thank you. Well, first I gotta thank Ben. He was like my coach through all this. He helped me so much. This would not have happened without Ben helping me out. Thank you to my whole Flatlands team and friends, my customers who were rooting for me and trying my drinks and watching me practice. And I'd like to thank Aaron, who's been a good friend, and Brendo, who woke me up last night.
Nice. Well, everyone, Richie Arndorfer from Flatlands Coffee in Bowling Green, Ohio. Richie, congratulations. Good job today.
Thanks.
Round of applause for him, everyone. We are going to head over to that stage in just a couple minutes with our next competitor.